Hello everyone and welcome back to the FTC Carrera Cup Global Series. We're here for round 5 at the magnificent Suzuka circuit. As always, we're watching our qualifying lap as we head through turns 1 and 2, a little bit sliding through first couple of corners into the S's. Now, while we make our way round the lap, let's talk about the series standings coming into this event. It's a very tight affair at the top, just 2 points separating the top 3, with Heiko and Steving being tied for second. And then a little bit of a drop back to 4th, and then us in 5th, just 55 points off lead, but having missed a round. And then we have Shadow in 6th, trailing us closely behind, just 3 points down to 6th. So championship standings are close. Remember, there is a drop round to be calculated into that. So we'll see a closer reflection of how the points are at the end of this round when we apply that drop round. But looking back to our qualifying lap, it's going well. It's been a clean, tidy lap as we're heading up to Spoon Curve now, a quarter of a second up on our 2 minute 7.2. Though with an 8/10 gap to the next car in P5, so it's looking very unlikely that we'll be getting P5, but if we can improve, just distance ourselves further from the cars behind us, that should be good. We're nearly 4/10 up now as we're heading towards Spoon. We're still running that low aero setup, so let's see how stable the car is through Spoon here. Down a gear into 4th rear end, stepping a little bit, not using all of the track, but 5/10 up now, half a second. Can certainly close in on this lap as we head through the chicane, just cutting the second part of the chicane slightly and end up dirtying this lap. So this won't be our fastest lap. Well, it will be our fastest lap, but not our fastest valid lap. They'll still be the 207.2. It was a 206.7 at the end there, half second up. Still would have put us P6 in the end, but yeah, a little bit worrying that we could end up in no man's land this race, but let's see what happens. Traffic can always play a factor in this race. So as we head now to start of race 1, it is raining for this race. We've got some light rain starting from 6th on the outside of 3rd row. It's an alright start as we head down into turn 1. Let's see, can we hold it round the outside of Heiko? There's a car from front row out wide, filling in 2nd there. We're going to slot in behind. Heiko just pulls in front as we head into the S's, still side by side on the 2nd row there between Pod and Longbow. And sort of backing Heiko up into us, thinking maybe can we find an opportunity as Longbow gets squeezed out on the outside there. Heiko's going for a move now around the outside. We'll give him the inside into Dunlop Curve here, and he gets moved up into 4th place. I'm still following closely behind, see if we can sense an opportunity. Heiko getting a slide, that backs Longbow up. We have a look to the inside of Degner 1 here. Space isn't quite there through the fast right-hander. We slot back into line for Degner 2. A little bit of a poor exit off the Degner 2 exit curb. But as we head into the hairpin, everyone, Concertina up as is normal, but no contact, nice and clean, which is good to see. How good the exit? It seems like it's a good exit. We're tucking into the slipstream here of Longbow. Can we get a run? Maybe look to the inside of Spoon. We're closing, not quite close enough. Longbow a little bit defensive, but he's like a little bit wide of the apex. Does that give an opportunity? We're going to try and take a slightly wider line in, cut back in to try and get a better exit out of the exit of Spoon, but it's not quite come to fruition. But getting a little bit of slipstream. Gap has opened up slightly, but we are closing it in. How good are we going to be through Spoon Curve? Rear sliding out there, just holding on to it, bringing us onto the outside curb. But as we head into the final chicane now, one of the cars ahead just running a little bit wide. The stack's still very close. Now, can we get a slipstream run out of the final corner here? Down start finish straight. Make use of that low arrow. We're in the slipstream, closing up slightly, but doesn't seem like we're going to be close enough as we head into turn 1. Still very close between 2nd, 3rd and 4th up ahead, so they could very much back themselves as Heiko's trying to go side by side with But in front as they head into the S's. Heiko looking to the outside, will give him the inside. Oh, he's not quite able to keep it alongside, but it's back them up into us. Longbow now trying to look the long way around. Heiko isn't quite far enough alongside to get the inside for the right-hander here. But that's back Longbow back up into us as we head through Dunlop. A bit of sliding from both us and Longbow as we head now through Dunlop towards the S's. We're closing in, but on the grass. Got a couple of wheels on grass, maybe looking to the inside of Shadow, but that's going to give Heiko an opportunity. He has a look down the inside of Degner 2, but doesn't quite get the move done. Has to slot back on the exit as we head into their hairpin. Heiko has a little look, but has to leave them the space. But how good will the exit be from both of them? Looks like Butt just carrying a bit of extra momentum around the outside of the hairpin, has a better exit. Heiko squeezed to the outside grass here on the run up to Spoon. Longbow having a little look to the inside now. Thinks about going for a move, but isn't quite close enough. We get a little bit of a run trying to look to the outside, but the space isn't there. So can we get a better exit this time out of Spoon corner? Just trying to nip up the inside of Longbow. Not quite able to do so, but around the slipstream now of Longbow, having a little look to the inside, just trying to unsettle Longbow, distract him at all. But a little bit wide on the outside curb there through 130R as we head into the chicane for the end of the second racing lap. This pack group still nice and close. Shadow starting to get away from the group in second there, but Longbow, bit of a slide there on the exit curb of the chicane, gets a per run, nearly slides down to grass, and that's going to allow us to pull side by side as we head to turn 1. It's a drag race where it's neck and neck. We're maybe a little bit cautious, and Longbow just slides it around the outside. It's a little bit wide through the second part. We try and get it back up the inside, but not quite able. Don't quite have the grip to hold it alongside. So we'll have to follow once more through the S's. Maybe another opportunity will come. But we have just fallen off the back of Heiko and Butt. But maybe that'll give us the opportunity in the slipstream, as Longbow now a bit too far back for any slipstream. But so he'll be trying to close up to the next two soon enough. So he had another side from Longbow sliding out wide. We want to try and get to the inside, but just with Longbow sliding up, don't have the space to go anywhere as we head through Degner 2 once more. Longbow just seems to be struggling a few laps into this race, but we're going to cut ahead now to later on in the lap to 130R. Bodtron and Heiko trying to go side by side through 130R, but a little bit wide. That's just holding them up still side by side as they come into the chicane. That's going to compromise their exits as Longbow's trying to get to the inside of Heiko through the final corner. We've got a good exit, so we're going to look to the outside now, pick up some slipstream from Heiko. So it's 2 by 2 as we head down start finish straight. Heiko's got the move done on Bot, who comes across to the racing line. Longbow trying to have a little look up the inside of Bot as we sort of slot back into line. Another little look into turn 2 for Longbow. He gets his nose up in there, a little bit of contact between the two of them, but as they head to the S's, Longbow won't quite have the move done. Another little bit of bumper contact. That's going to allow us to get alongside of Longbow. We're going to try and hold it around the outside here. That'll give us the inside here for the left-hander. Can we keep it side by side? It's neck and neck. We're going to have to go the long way now through the right-hander. Longbow maybe a little bit held up by Bob, but has the momentum, gets a good run before Dunlop curve, and will hold on to the position for now as we're coming up to the sector 2 on lap 4 now into the Degners, but Bots ran wide through Degner 1, gone to the gravel, and that's going to allow us to sneak past into P5. But that could maybe allow Heiko and Longbow to try and race away, and they kind of do. We don't fall off too much, but as we head to lap 8 now, we see Heiko just getting onto the grass into the entrance of Degner 1, runs wide into the gravel just like Bodtron did on the entry to the corner this time. That'll allow us to get up into P4. Longbow will pull away from there, but will pull away from Bot to hold on to what will be P4 from first race. Good result, or best result from race 1 so far, and pace not too bad, within a second of the fastest time, so it's not as bad as we feared from qualifying. But a good race there, good battle, especially through the first half of the race. And yeah, happy with P4, definitely taking advantage of other drivers' mistakes. But that is part of the game here at Suzuka now, as we've seen from that first race. Very difficult to overtake. Starting in P2 on the outside of the front row here for race 2. As we get underway here. On the outside, we've got a bit of a better launch than Butt. Trying to stick it round the outside, a little bit of a slide as we head into turn 2. But just carrying a little more momentum is able to slot in front. But as I was going to say, we've seen from the first race, it can be very difficult to pass even if you're quicker here. So this could be a bit of a tough race behind Bodtron, and a lot of pressure from behind. Shadow obviously getting P2 in that previous race. But as we head into Dunlop Curve, just trying to open up the entry to get a better exit, get a better run, which we have done here. Can we maybe get to the inside? Not quite. Have a bit of a slide as we head into Degner 1. Bodtron's just carried a bit too much speed, slid out into the gravel once again, just like they did in the first race. That's cost them quite a few positions as they've fallen into the pack, and it's allowed us to break away a little bit from the pack behind. So we'll skip forward a lap to lap 2 now, heading into Spin Curve. Shadows caught back up. No, we know they are quick. They had the fastest lap in the first race, so this could be a race of pressure, but definitely ample opportunity to defend here as we head on the run up to 130R. That lower drag setup helping us to stick ahead, even though Shadow's got the slipstream into 130R, pulling over to take the racing line. How good's the run? It's a good run from us that time. Shadow not able to close up. We go a little bit defensive into the final chicane, holding off Shadow for now as they onto the start finish straight to finish off the second lap. Start lap 3, 7 laps this race, but we're going to cut now to 130R once again on the third lap here. Shadow closing in, getting a better slipstream run this time, just being a little further back, able to carry more momentum. Is a little bit closer as we defend once again into the chicane. Has a little look to the outside, isn't quite close enough to keep it alongside through the chicane. We'll get a good exit out of the chicane and pull a little gap down the start finish straight. We'll pull back to 130R once again. Kurt just sliding a little bit as always, allowing Shadow to close in once more. An even better run from Shadow through 130R and Scubby neck and neck as we defend into the chicane once more, just squeezing Shadow to the inside curb of the second part of the chicane. Allows us to get a good exit, but Shadow's still there in the slipstream, just 2 times behind. Will they be close enough to pull alongside and maybe pull move into turn 1? They're closing, but they're not quite close enough. Just gotta make sure we get a good, clean, tidy run through turn 1 here. We're on a slightly tighter line. Longbow has a look in the replay to the inside of Shadow into turn 2. Compromises Shadow a bit and allows us to stay in front as we head round the penultimate lap now through 130R again. Shadow looking to the outside of the chicane once more, not quite far enough alongside, but we're a little bit deep into the chicane, just testing, see how much we can get away, how late we can get away with being on the brakes into the chicane. Did leave us a little bit vulnerable on the exit, I would say. As you can see, Shadow slipstreaming up once again, isn't any closer than they were last lap as we head on to the final lap now. Shadow a little bit closer, having a look here, has a little bit of a run out of turn 2, but isn't able to quite get alongside. We'll have to look for an opportunity through the S's of this final lap. It's been a tough defense so far, but we've managed to do so. The sort of difficulty of passing at Suzuka, it's a great, magnificent track to drive and hot lap round, but it doesn't give many overtaking opportunities. And as we've seen that the top 3 just holding position, despite the fact both the cars behind me are quicker than me. You know, Not like us being slower hasn't allowed Shadow to pass us, and us holding Shadow up hasn't allowed Longbow to pass. So you can see the difficulties of passing here at Suzuka. We're going defensive into the hairpin, just covering the inside line, then trying to get a good exit, which we do, but Shadow also gets a good exit there, sticks right on our bumper as we are heading now round to spin curve. One of the other potential overtaking opportunities, but you have to be right there. It's not the biggest braking zone ever. Shadow not quite close enough, but a very important exit here from second part of spin. Get a little bit of oversteer on the curb. That's allowed Shadow to close up a little bit more. It's bumper to bumper as we head up now towards 130R. 130R has been Shadow's strongest corner all race, giving them the opportunity into the final chicane. What will they be able to do this time round? It's another little slide, a second slide onto the outside curb. We go defensive once again. Shadow, and a last effort trying to hold around the outside, runs a little bit wide, has to cut the second part of the chicane. And that's just going to compromise the run out through the final corner on start finisher, and that will allow us to hold on to P1 and to win our first race in the FTC Carrera Cup Global Series. What a race, a defence made much easier by the difficulty of passing on the track. We didn't get fastest lap. That'd go to Heiko. Very close fastest laps there with everyone being held up, and that leaves us with still P5 in the standings, a little bit closer to those in front. It's tied now at the front between Longbow and Stevie, but if we now take into effect the drop round, we are sitting third, only 7 points off the lead. It's going to be difficult with how quick we are. We're not quite the quickest. Longbow and Stevie are a little bit quicker. But Shadow's only 1 point behind. Heiko's 5 points behind us, so it's a very close battle. It's all to play for the final round next week. But that's going to do it for this video. Thank you everyone very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.